As a doctor and a mother, I'm very saddened to the fact that every year in the United States, 5,000 children below the age of 20 are diagnosed with diabetes type 2. When I was in medical school, diabetes type 2 was known as adult onset diabetes that occurs only in the elderly population. But nowadays, we're seeing diabetes in children 9, 10, 14. This is sad because we know that with this disease, there are so many complications. And therefore, if the trend of the increased rise in diabetes type 2 doesn't stop, then our children will be dying younger than their parents. In our show today, you're going to learn about type 2 diabetes, how to prevent the disease and save our children. So don't go away. We'll be right back. My name is Dr. Cooper Dockery, and welcome to Get Healthy.
Welcome to Get Healthy with Dr. Cooper. Discover the secrets to amazing health and longevity. Learn how lifestyle medicine, the vaccine for chronic diseases, can profoundly influence mind and body. Learn simple solutions such as healthy nutrition, exercise, strong family bonding, stress management, and spiritual renewal will empower you to live a longer, healthier, and more abundant life. And now, here's Dr. Donna Cooper.
Type 2 diabetes is taking the lives of our young children, and we must stop this from happening. So in our show today, I have Dr. Verly Gordon, a pediatrician who has seen many children with this disease. So he has a lot of information in store for you, Dr. Gordon. Welcome to Get Healthy.
Hello, good evening. Nice to be here.
Yes, well, nice having you. I know you have a lot to share.
Oh, sure, surely.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Gordon. Where do you work? Where did you study?
Originally, I'm from Costa Rica. I went and studied in Montemorelos, Mexico Medical School, and then from there I was transported to New York where I did pediatrics, and since I finished in 95, I've been here in the Valley working as a pediatrician.
In the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas, right?
Exactly.
That's the home for obesity.
Exactly.
And therefore, that's the home for diabetes.
Yeah.
So, doctor, do you see children with diabetes?
Yes, we do see. In general, I wouldn't say that our practice has a large amount of them, but we have seen it present. Now, from the time when I started practicing until now, the range has been increasing, and not only to the point of diabetes, but also the things that preset for the development of diabetes.
That's right. When you say things that preset, what do you mean?
Okay, you have problems with their lipids. You have not necessarily the range of diabetes in terms of their blood sugar, but what you call pre-diabetes, and also some of the other signs like their acanthosis and things like that.
Right, which we're going to talk about later in the show.
Exactly.
You know, I find it very interesting because even though I'm an internal medicine doctor, I see adults.
Yeah.
I have a few patients who are young, younger than 18, with diabetes type 2.
Yeah.
So this is the disease I want to talk about, type 2 diabetes, because type 1 has a different etiology,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
But type 2 is the one that we know that we can actually prevent with lifestyle changes.
Yes.
So doctor, when you see these patients in your office, what do you usually do? How do you approach this disease?
Okay. Not so much from the standpoint of only treating, but as you mentioned before, the main focus would be in terms of prevention. With the advance of medicine, a lot of things have been geared towards genetics, and even sometimes as the cause of this, there might someone try to slip in the possibility of genetics being related to this. But one of the things that is very interesting is that for the past maybe like about 30 years, the rate of obesity, inactivity, fast food, lots of sugar in the diet, different things like that. And directly related with this, we have been seeing an increase in obesity and as a result of this diabetes.
Right. You know, I find it very difficult. I have 3 children. How many do you have?
2.
2, that's right. And it's so difficult to counsel them on healthy eating, especially when they're at college or outside of the home. So I think this is one of the reasons. You know, statistics have shown that in 1970, for example, people consumed about 2,000 calories a day. But now we're consuming close to 3,000 calories a day. And 500 calories a day extra will cause the weight gain.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons. It's what we're eating and how much we're eating that's causing this terrible disease.
And even while I am speaking sometimes with the patient and trying to encourage change in terms of their lifestyle, the thing is this that I have noticed. Kids tend to spend less time on the outside.
Absolutely.
One of their complaints is related to the heat. But we have always had heat. What is the problem? It is not so much the heat outside, but the comfort that you have inside.
That's
air
right.
condition, PlayStation, TV,
All the
phones, and all of the screens
Right.
that make them be more sedentary. While they are doing this, the refrigerator is not too far away, so that is a combination that is terrible.
That's right. You know, studies have shown that the children are spending more than 11 hours a day in front of a screen.
Yes.
It could be their iPhone, their iPad, the television, the computer.
Yeah.
And as you say, they're not moving. And as we know, that exercise also can prevent the onset of diabetes.
Yeah.
Now, maybe in the audience, somebody might thinking, or viewers, what is diabetes? Now, why don't we walk over there and talk a little bit about what diabetes is and some of the symptoms that will help us to recognize
Identify it early.
identify that there is something happening. Let's
Surely.
walk over here. Come with me, Doc. So usually when we talk about diabetes, we talk about a small organ in the body or a gland. So we have, ouch, let's look at this right here. So we talk about insulin.
Yes.
You know, insulin is produced by the pancreas. Now,
pancreas.
where is the pancreas? Now, let me turn this over, see if we can do some focusing right here. This is the liver. I'm going to take that out. And then this is the stomach. Now, behind the stomach, we have this tadpole-looking organ. And that is the pancreas. And for us not to have diabetes, then we need to have enough insulin, or the insulin must be functional, right? In order for the insulin to take the sugar out of the bloodstream into the cells. Now, are there any signs that we can recognize in the patients that they probably are predisposed to diabetes? I think we have 2 pictures there showing the neck and the axillary area, where there is that dark pigmentation that we call acanthosis nigricans. Right. Tell us a little bit, what do you do when you have patients that have this?
Many people confuse or might confuse the presence of acanthosis nigricans with diabetes itself, which is not diabetes. This is just like a sign or an alert that the patient is at an increased risk for the development of diabetes. What is basically happening is that the body is producing a high level of insulin to be able to try to regulate and control the blood sugar. That is one of the amazing things of our body. No matter the stress or problems that we put it through, it always tries to find its way to go through.
Many diseases and poor health conditions that we suffer come as a result of not taking good care of our body. Dr. Donna Cooper Dockery is a certified internist that will take care of your health. Are you suffering from diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, chronic pain, or any other disease? Trust your health in the hands of Dr. Donna Cooper Dockery. She and her great medical team will take care of you. Call today for an appointment. She is waiting for you.
sure our viewers are probably wondering, what is diabetes? What's the numbers we're going to look at? We have another picture there, because when we talk about diabetes, we're talking about high blood sugar, right? So when do you send your patients out to the endocrinologist? What's the number you're looking for?
Okay. The normal range for the blood sugar should be between 60 to 100. We categorize it as
Here we have
diabetes once you have 126 or above. So if you are between 125 and 125 is what you call pre-diabetes. You don't have the disease as yet, but you are at a higher risk of developing
Diabetes. Let's look at these numbers. So we're talking about the fasting blood sugar. So when they get up in the morning, it should be less than 100. If they're in this range, from 101 to 125, then they're pre-diabetic. That means they're at risk for developing diabetes.
Exactly.
Now, if they're over 126, more than 1 or 2 blood tests, then you're diagnosed with diabetes.
Exactly.
All right. Now, many people probably heard the word hemoglobin A1C.
Yes.
Right? So the normal level should be less than 5.7. But if the child is between 5.7 and 6.4, then that child is at risk for diabetes.
Exactly.
Right? So the sugar is going to be a little high. And what I'd like people to understand is that pre-diabetes will have the same complications as diabetes.
Because it is still above the normal range that the body needs to keep it at.
Right, and the high sugar will damage the cells.
Exactly.
And therefore, we must treat this as if they were diabetic, meaning therefore we start making lifestyle changes. All right, doctor, I know you have a lot to say, but we have Adrian on the street with the people, and I think he has some questions for us. Let's go to Adrian.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Cooper. Today I'm here with,
Pastor Julian Henry Garza.
and today he has a very important question for you.
Well, if I am a diabetic person or I have diabetes in my life, does it mean that my children are going to be diabetic too, Dr. Cooper?
All right, that's a great question. Dr. Gordon, you want to take that one?
Okay. Since it has to do with the kids,
Yes,
surely.
exactly.
When it goes to him, then
It's
you'll take that
me.
one. No, I have an example that I would like to use for that. When you have a family, well, the tendency of the family is to have a certain illness. With this, you could consider it to be like a loaded gun. You have the gun, you have the bullet in it, but it is not going to do any damage except you pull the trigger. One of the problems that you have with what this pastor was mentioning is that you have a high incidence in the family mainly because the lifestyle that the parents have, they tend to
Pass the same
pass
thing
it over
on.
to their children. So the way how they eat, the exercise level, things like that, it tends to pass. And actually there are studies that show that when you have a child that is born in a certain family and then is adopted in another family that has a different lifestyle, they tend to adapt to whatever circumstances you have in this other family compared to the biological family. So you could have sort of like a predisposition, but the main thing is the lifestyle that you work with.
The way you live, what you
Exactly.
eat, the behavior.
Exactly.
You stole my line. I always say that genetics is a loaded gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger.
Exactly.
So our viewers need to understand that most important thing to do with these chronic lifestyle diseases is to adopt healthier lifestyle. All right, Adrian, let's see if Adrian has any more questions for us. I think he has a couple more.
Dr. Cooper, I'm here with,
Julian Garza, amen.
he has a very important question for you.
What can I do to keep my children from receiving diabetes?
All right.
Okay.
Now, doctor, you're the pediatrician.
Okay.
What should the parents do to protect their kids from this disease?
The best way you can help someone is being a good example. So number one, I would ask parents to be a good example to their kids.
So they need to live a healthier lifestyle.
As the example that we just
just
presented, if they have a healthy lifestyle, most likely it is nothing in life is 100% guarantee, but most likely that they'll adapt this. We have a lot of facilities in the environment where we live in these times for activities, sports, recreational things. Try to be more of an outdoor person, and then you can pull your kids out so then they might be able to go out and be more active.
So you're saying healthy nutrition and
Exactly.
being active is important to prevent diabetes in the young people as well as in the adult. We have much more to say on diabetes in the children. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Now it's our turn to take care of those who saw and helped us grow. Their time is valuable. It is time to think of a professional staff who will help take care of them. We at PalliMed Hospice and Palliative Care are the right choice. Our staff and 24/7 services are trusted and reliable. Call us. We are the solution you and your family need. We understand you. We are PalliMed Hospice and Palliative Care.
And we're back. Dr. Gordon, I am hungry. Are you hungry?
Yeah, actually, it's time to eat.
Yeah, but not this,
Not
right?
this, not this.
We have been talking about type 2 diabetes
Yep.
and how nutrition will influence the disease.
Yeah,
Here on the table, we have a variety of food, right?
exactly.
And I'm sure that one young child could sit at the table at one meal and just consume all of this.
Easily.
Yeah.
And they could even have refills.
More, exactly.
Yeah.
What's the danger here? We're going to look at each of these items and we're going to talk about the danger. So we'll start right here. So they go and they purchase a burger with some cheese, and this alone has almost 400 calories.
Almost, yes.
Okay? Then we add on the fries, and this is over 400.
Over 400.
So there we have 800. Now, what's the danger right here, doctor, as
Well-
we continue to go up?
Well, depending on the size of the person, the amount of calories that they need. You as an adult physician, you usually have a standard. We go more by weight. So some kids might need, let's say, 700, 1,000, 12, 1,500. But if you have 800 calories and you didn't include all
All
of this
that.
as yet, so you have mostly pretty much had the
entire-
half of the meal for the day just with these
That's
two
right.
products.
So we have a lot of oil here.
Lots.
Oil that is high in calories. And not only that, we discussed the risk with obesity and fat causing
Exactly.
type 2 diabetes.
A lot of people tend to focus on the sugar, but the fat is very important in the development of diabetes.
That's right. So I hope everyone is listening to that. It's not only the sugar, but really it's the fat that's blocking that insulin from getting into the cells to
do
lower
the
the
work.
sugar.
Yes.
So the fat here is dangerous.
Yep.
The white bread is dangerous. It has less fiber. So consuming this, the sugar will rise. And then we continue down the line. The ketchup has some calories too.
Yes.
That is going to be added here. And then the chips, just a pack of chips that anyone could easily consume.
Yeah.
And it has almost 500 calories.
Yes.
So there we go. We add this to this to that. This-
About 1,300 more. or less.
1,300. And a bar. A snack bar. That is something that I'm sure they'll have. And that's over 200 calories right there.
That is to just let the food settle,
Settle
down.
down.
That is 250 calories almost already there.
Exactly. And they don't have the soda. They haven't even had the soda yet. In that soda, we have 300 calories and a
300.
lot of sugar there.
Yep.
58 grams.
And what would be a food without dessert?
Oh, Doc, no, you're right. But you know, before going to the dessert, they're going to refill that.
Yes.
So they'll take a large and they're going to go and refill.
So 3 and 3 is 600 calories.
There you go. And then look at the dessert. That's a very small one. How much
Yeah.
calorie do we have there in that shake?
680 and mostly 700 calories.
Right. So this entire meal is going to be about 2,500 calories. And that is just lunch. We haven't added the breakfast.
Or supper.
Or
as yet.
supper.
Or this, and many times you have snacks in between meals.
Right. So to prevent diabetes, we have to make sure that we don't overconsume calories, right? And that is the problem with all this processed food.
Yes.
This processed foods here are high in calories and low in nutrients. All right? So this here, consuming like this, will increase the risk for diabetes.
Cooper Wellness Center now offers a wide variety of vitamins and nutritional supplements. Omega-3 protection for the brain. Coenzyme Q for your health. Turmeric, the wonder supplement, great for joint pain. Vitamin D3 to promote healthy bones, plus many more multivitamins for women and men. Find these quality non-GMO supplements at great prices online or at Cooper Wellness Center. Live healthy, live smart.
Let's go over here and look at some positive counsel that we can share.
Exactly.
All right. So we just discussed the food, the problem causing obesity and diabetes. What are the good counsels? I think we have 5 healthy habits that we want everyone to follow.
And this has to do with change of lifestyle, the appropriate way in which each one of us should be eating so that we can prevent this problem that we have been speaking about.
Right. You notice we haven't discussed treatment.
No.
Because really we want to prevent the disease.
Exactly.
And as we discussed, it's lifestyle prevention. So the first healthy habit will be on nutrition. Am I right?
Exactly.
Because that's the #1 problem causing the disease. So it has to be. And what would you advise us to consume? So look at this. Choose a variety of healthy meals. What are healthy meals, doctor?
Things like, for example, fruit, vegetable, nuts, things that are going to have all of the nutrients but not the extra calories that is going to help us to put on the weight that we really don't need.
That's right. So a diet that is based in plants. Let's go to #2. So, and now, not too much. You must be moderate in the amount you consume. Remember, we just looked at the amount of calories causing the diabetes. So moderation is important. So even if you have a good thing, if you eat too much of it, it becomes unhealthy.
Harmful.
That's right. So one has to look in portion size. If they're going to have rice, don't have 3 cups of rice, but have probably 2/3 cups of rice.
Have a balance in everything that you do.
Balance in everything that you do. All right. Next, #3.
Low-fat diet. As we mentioned when we were over at the table, fat is one of the main contributors to the development of diabetes. So once we have that in check, then we'll have diabetes also in check.
Right. So no fried food. Try not to fry your meals. Right.
And you have things that have natural oils, like, for example, avocado, nuts, different things like that. Have the nut because our body needs all of those things.
Right.
But the thing is not to have it in excess, nor the bad type of fat.
Right.
Either.
The bad fats like the meats.
Yes.
Right. So we need to be very careful with the red meats.
Yes.
All right. All right. Let's look at #4. All right. This is very important. You should eat regularly during the day. Meaning, therefore, eat the breakfast, eat the lunch, and a small dinner. No in between, and don't skip the meal.
Okay. One of the things that I learned with time, our body is like a machinery. And every machine run the risk of burning out.
That's right.
So then if you're eating constantly, then your stomach is not resting appropriately. That's why you have dyspepsia, ulcer stomach, reflux, all of these things.
Bloating.
We need to give our system time to rest. You eat, let it digest, and have a little rest instead of snacking too much in between.
Right. And our last healthy habit, what's that going to be, doctor?
#5. Stay active. Exercise. It is not only the food, because there we speak about the stomach, but our muscles. That stimulates circulation. Circulation helps to clean out, rejuvenate the tissues so that the food that we consume might be able to reach appropriately, and that way we strengthen our body in a better way.
Good. And when we talk about diabetes, exercise is so important because as one exercises, one needs the glucose for the energy. So as you exercise, the cells are going to use the glucose. We're going to lower our blood sugar.
Yes.
Not only that, it is believed also that exercise will increase the insulin's ability to work harder. So
The resistance that we're speaking about,
will be
that
decreased.
will be decreased through the same exercise.
Right. So, Doctor, I thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting.
And I hope you have learned a lot about diabetes in the young people and how to prevent it. We have much more for you, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you have a cataract and it's interfering with your daily activities, then it's a visually significant cataract and we can do something about it.
Call now, 661-UC, that's 661-8733.
Welcome back. I hope you have learned a lot from our show today. Diabetes is now rising in children, and if we're not careful, our children's lifespan will be shorter than ours. I am a physician. I have 3 children. So the topic of keeping our children alive and healthy is very dear to my heart. And I do hope you've learned that diabetes type 2 is a lifestyle disease. You can prevent your children from getting this disease. I have written 3 books, and in this book, 14 Days to Amazing Health, I have documented ways in which you can use the information here to live a healthy lifestyle and to share with your family so your family can also live healthier. So don't lose hope. There are lots of information out there that will help you keep your children healthy. I know it's difficult because if the children leave home, they go to college and they start eating differently. However, the Bible says in Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. You know, my daughter told me once that, Mom, we know the right thing, and even if we were to temporarily depart, we will come right back. So parents, there is hope. You must instill in your children the importance to stay physically healthy, mentally healthy, and spiritually healthy. If you want more information on diabetes or any other disease, then you can find me at my website, CooperWellnessCenter.com. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube. For more information, it will be right there for you, and my number should be coming up on the screen. So until next week, may God guide you and your family. Much blessing.
This broadcast was sponsored by Cooper Wellness Center and Faithful Path International Ministries. For more information on how to become a patient or a sponsor, please contact us at 1-844-343-8935 or visit our website www.cooperwellnesscenter.com.